And another good morning. Welcome back to AM 1410 WRMN. It's now 7:24 on this Wednesday morning wake-up call. And as promised, I have some guests in the studio. We have a lot of great stuff to talk about. They're all from the First United Methodist Church. And real quickly, I want to remind everybody to visit their Facebook page. It's www.facebook.com/Joplin House 2013. We've got Mark Johnson in the studio along with Keith Duncan, Lee, and Pastor Robert Saturi. Guys, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. With all four of you sitting at the table now, we're going to talk about the house building project. You guys are building a house in the basement of your church. Am I hearing this correctly? And
Yes.
Keith, Pastor Saturi, absolutely. If you want to,
Yeah, we'll just jump in as we go along.
Please, absolutely.
We wanted to just get this out there for people who are in the community to see what God has planted in our lives and in our hearts. So Keith is going to go first.
We
Wonderful.
had several visits down to Joplin after the tornado, and we did a lot of home renovation and construction and kind of things. And Mark and I, at the end of it, kind of looked at each other and said, you know what? Why don't we just build one of these things? And I said, well, you got to be kidding me. And he said, oh, yeah, we know how to do this. And that's how that came about.
All of a sudden you became carpenters and construction workers, and you know exactly what to do and how to do it. Your first trip down to Joplin, now this was 2 years ago when the F5 tornado went through Joplin. Were you there months after it, or was it there weeks after? How long had it been since you've been down there since the tornado hit? You understand, several months after the tornado
Yeah, it was
hit?
about 2 months after that. We had already had a mission trip planned to Kansas City.
Okay.
And then when the tornado hit, we decided that we would just extend our time down there, and we spent a couple of days down there. It was just amazing to see the amount of destruction that a tornado could do. So we spent our time there cleaning up debris and that, and it was so hot, 105 degrees.
Oh my goodness.
That we said that we've got to come back, but not in the middle of July. So then we came back again in October, and we started pulling off siding from the lady's house. And again, Mark says, well, you know what, we could re-side this thing if we had the supplies. And I said, what? And then we re-sided the house.
Good, good.
And then we said that, we really need to help Joplin out because the community was so devastated by this that we thought this was one of our things that we need to work on. So then we went down the last summer, and we did a lot of kind of fine carpentry, stairs. We rewired a house. So we were really doing some more kind of finer things.
Sure, sure. So you guys really do know how to build a house.
Well,
we're getting better.
Yeah, getting better, huh? Practice makes perfect?
Yeah, Lee over here can swing a hammer and actually hit the nail now.
Really?
Yeah, she's a mean woman with a hammer, so she does well. So they're getting better.
Lee, welcome to WRMN Studios. How you doing today?
Good.
Good. You've been down to Joplin before? You've helped with the cleanup?
In October and last summer.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about this house project. You're building a house in the basement of First United Methodist Church. Are you involved in building this house?
Yeah.
Can you tell me how you fit a house into the basement of a church?
By the panels of the wall.
Okay,
So, yeah.
okay. So you're building this house section by section.
Yeah.
Part of a wall, part of a window, part of a wall. It's like it's a piece together jigsaw puzzle down in the basement of the church.
Yeah.
And you're nailing 2x4s to each other and putting things together. Is there a blueprint of this house?
I don't have
Yes.
it, but yes.
Okay. Okay. Who's doing the directing? Who's doing the head carpentry, as it were, to tell you, Lee, where to put the nails and what boards to push together?
Mark.
Mark Johnson's doing all this? Yeah? Okay. And are you enjoying it? Or do you have other families and friends who are joining you down there?
Yeah.
Is it fun?
It's fun.
Is it fun?
Yeah.
It's a community project. How often do you work on it?
Whenever we can.
We go down there today and work on it if you want to?
Tonight.
Yeah,
we'll work tonight.
Okay.
And when else?
Sundays and
Sundays after church.
yeah.
Sundays after church, and do you have schedules to go there? Like tonight is a scheduled day to go there and work on the house? And how many people typically work down there at the same time?
Pick a number.
10, 15.
10 or 15 people? I think that's
At most.
fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, is the house almost all complete, or do you still need to do some work on it?
We have most of the walls done. We have a few more walls to actually finish building, and then we are actually May 10th, we're having a coffee house. The youth put on a coffee house once a month, and I think it's the second Friday of every month.
That's right.
It's May 10th from 7 to 9. We're going to have a coffee house within the house. We're going to actually set up the walls in Rogers Hall in the basement, and then have coffee house in the house. So
right now, all the walls are stacked up so that we can have room to work. But we've got a space that's big enough inside the church that we're actually going to be able to set up the house. Part of it's to kind of get the atmosphere of the house.
Of course.
The other thing is to check our work
Make
to
sure.
make sure that everything is
dual purpose,
that we didn't miss one wall or something like that.
And that's May 10th, 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock in the morning.
In
night.
In the evening,
Coffee
okay, I'm glad I
house.
answered that question. And now, is this a fundraiser for this coffee? Can we come in and drop $5 into the
yes.
tip jar and it goes towards the house?
Absolutely. We sell coffee, and we'll have food to eat, and pie and that kind of thing. So we encourage all and any donations.
yes.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's a very informal setting, so if you're looking for an evening where you just want to be with family or friends or extended family, just come out and you'll be served for sure.
Okay. Two more questions concerning the house. Number one, when do you expect it to be complete and brought down to Joplin?
June 9th. Is that correct?
June 9th is when we're actually
Yes.
Heading out.
starting
First or
our
second
trip
week in
down
June?
there.
Yes, second week.
We're going to have a couple of guys go down a couple of days beforehand to actually deliver the house. We want to make sure that it's there and everything's all set. And then when all of the rest of the youth and some of the adult helpers come down, we'll spend that entire week assembling the house.
Okay. And who's the recipient of this house? Who's down in Joplin is going to be receiving the house?
There's a lady by the name of Emily who had her house completely destroyed in the tornado, and she was picked by Rebuild Joplin, which is the nonprofit that's down there doing that work, and they decided that she would be a good candidate for this.
Very good, very good. And you guys looking for down? How many people are going to go down there and put this house together? And are there people in Joplin going to help you with the process once you arrive with the puzzle pieces, as it were?
We'll have about 40 people.
Wonderful.
From our church and from the area to have the build. And then we won't be able to complete the house. Our goal is to be able to put the walls up, sheet it, put the roof on, and then the rest of the build will be handled by other groups down there, and that's all coordinated through Rebuild Joplin.
Yeah, we would like to get the roof on and the siding on, get it weathered.
Sure,
in.
of course.
And we would like to fund the whole project. First United Methodist Church would like to pay for all the materials for that house.
Mark, how can our listeners, outside of the coffee at 7 o'clock till 9 in the evening at May 10th, how can our listeners get involved, make a financial contribution, maybe come and lend their skills, or maybe some materials for the project?
They can go to our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Joplin House 2013. Also, our church website, I think it's fumcelgin.org. We have a PayPal account or credit cards. If they would like to donate actual materials, windows, doors, siding, just call the church. You can get our phone number on the website.
Sure.
And I can talk to them, and we'll take money or 2x6s. Whatever they have to offer, plywood.
Of course.
And no donation is too small. $10 buys 2 2x4s.
Wow,
So,
that's great.
Yeah, we will take.
Absolutely.
Anything.
And where is the First United Methodist Church located at?
It's
216 East Highland Avenue, Elgin, Illinois 60120. And we also, just piggybacking on Mark's comment there, no donation is too large or too small, because I believe God's work done in God's way will not lack God's supply. That's what we're all about. And our church phone number, if you'd like to call, is 847-741-0038. And between 9 and 4, phones will be answered Monday through Friday. So we'd like for the listeners to just chime in, because this is not just the First United Methodist Church, it is the outpouring of love to the people of Joplin. Because if you look at natural calamities and disasters in our country, we just have like this hype that goes on in the initial first 3 months, and then everything dies down. Even Sandy and Katrina and Joplin, people keep thinking about it, but there's serious long-term commitment, and that's where these guys are very, very much focused. And when they came up to me and said, Pastor, we want to do this, I said, let's go for it. And because we are there, because when somebody's suffering, you just can't turn a blind eye to it, because this is birthed in the heart of God. So I'm so proud of everyone here, and I've been to Joplin along with my wife, so we're blessed as pastors to be here in the city of Elgin. So we deeply appreciate the opportunity, Mike.
Absolutely. It was my pleasure, trust me, it's my pleasure to have you in the studio and help spread the word. I hope a lot of people show up for the coffee. I hope a lot of people come up to the church and just say hello to you guys. I want to wish you the best of luck down in Joplin in the beginning of June. And again, you guys are always welcome to come in the studio with any projects that you have coming up. You got my open invitation to come here. Mark, you know my address. Come in and say hello to me. Lee, thank you so much for coming in.
You're welcome.
I think you might have the most fun of anybody on the project. I can tell you're kind of bright and energetic. I think you probably keep people working and on the straight and narrow down there at the church. So thank you for coming in and spending some time with us. And Pastor Saturi, thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Mike.
And Keith, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the honor. God bless you.
You listen to AM 1410 WRMN. We're going to step up for a short